at all.
I'm a champion. Where you at?
The only champion in the DMV at 130.
The only champion in
Floyd Mayweather Jr. doesn't mince words, and he's offering some strong advice to Lamont Roach Jr. with Roach set to fight Tank Davis on March 1st next year. Mayweather is warning Roach to really think carefully before facing Davis in the ring. The fight is set to take place at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, an enormous stage with high stakes. Tank Davis is one of the most feared fighters in boxing right now. His mix of speed, power, and ring intelligence has left many opponents bruised and beaten.
I'm gonna beat his ass if y'all talking. Y'all better be quiet.
Mayweather's experience in boxing, both as a promoter and a fighter, is unmatched. He's been a crucial part of Tank Davis's journey to the top and knows exactly what it takes to train and plan for huge fights. That's why his advice holds so much value. Mayweather recently said, "Lamont's a good fighter, no doubt, he has skills, but facing Tank is a whole different level. You're not just stepping into the ring with any lightweight. For Tank, this is an easy win. It's all about feeding his ego."
What that mean?
I love lemon. I don't like Floyd, motherfucker.
No, you don't. EJ do the trash.
It's uncommon for Mayweather to speak so bluntly about another fighter's chances, especially someone outside his camp, but his concern is grounded in reality. Lamont Roach, the current WBA super featherweight champion, is moving up in weight for this fight. At 130 pounds, Roach has shown he's a skilled and technical boxer, but stepping up to 135 pounds to face Davis is a huge challenge. The punches are harder, and the pace is non-stop. For Roach, this fight is all about making a statement. He's been confident in his ability to take on Davis, pointing out what he believes are flaws in Tank's style.
I think he actually took this fight for the naysayers and all this and all the people talking shit about the fight. I think he actually took the fight because he know that I'm a dog, and he want to prove his skills against him.
Roach is confident, saying in an interview, he's explosive, but he's reckless too. There are gaps in his game. I've studied him, and I know what to do. But confidence is one thing, execution another. Davis isn't just known for his power, he's also a sharp, intelligent fighter. His ability to set traps, adjust in the middle of a fight, and finish when he sees an opening is unmatched in the lightweight division. Just look at his recent fights. Against Hector Luis Garcia, he broke his opponent down methodically before forcing a stoppage. And against Ryan Garcia, Tank delivered one of the year's most talked about knockouts with a perfectly timed body shot that left Garcia unable to continue.
It looked like he was even in position, Davis, to get a lot of leverage on that left hand. But he got more than enough and landed it at the perfect spot, correct?
The real danger for Roach isn't just Davis's power, it's his ability to dominate the fight from start to finish. Mayweather stressed this point when discussing Roach's chances, saying, "Tank's not just a puncher. He's smart, he's fast, and when he lands, it's over. You can't train for the kind of power he has. It's different." Mayweather added that Lamont needs to think carefully because once you're in the ring with Tank, there's no turning back. Despite these warnings, Roach is pushing ahead. The build-up to the fight has been intense, with tensions running high at every interaction between the two fighters.
The niggas, when they start talking, when the people who I fight, when they start talking, that's when y'all get dumped. I'ma beat his ass.
He can't do
talking.
shit with.
For
I don't
real.
give a fuck.
So y'all better be.
Lamont Roach Jr. believes he's found the key to cracking Tank Davis's code, and it centers around what he sees as Tank's biggest weakness: his tendency to give away the early rounds while studying his opponent. Roach is convinced that Tank's habit of taking his time and analyzing his opponent will be his downfall when they face off on March 1st at the Barclays Center. Speaking with confidence, Roach made it clear he has no intention of letting Davis get comfortable. "I'm not going to be predictable," Roach said. "If he wants to spend the first few rounds figuring me out, that's where I'll take my chance to knock him out. That's the mistake he's going to make with me."
I say 9th round.
What?
I say 9th round.
You said 9?
Yeah.
What's your response to that, Lamont?
Look, he got scared. Look. He looked at night.
I'm telling you, you saying you going down in a night?
Roach's perspective isn't without merit. Tank's methodical approach can sometimes make him seem passive in the early rounds, giving his opponents a false sense of control. Davis typically takes his time, carefully breaking down his opponents as the fight moves on. Fans have come to expect this pattern, and fighters like Roach think they can take advantage of it. However, Roach might be missing one key detail. This so-called mistake has been at the heart of Tank's 28 knockout victories. It's not hesitation, it's a strategy he's perfected over time. Tank plays a game of patience, setting a trap to make opponents believe they're in control before delivering a devastating blow. Take Frank Martin, for example. Martin entered the ring against Davis with a similar mindset to Roach's now. He had a solid game plan, great footwork, and a strategy focused on being unpredictable. Martin worked to keep Tank guessing, using the ring to his advantage and throwing off his rhythm with combinations. For a while, it seemed like Martin might have found a way to neutralize Davis's power. But then, as always, Tank adjusted, finding his openings and unleashing his destructive power. Martin's movement and unpredictability weren't enough to save him, and he ended up on the canvas, a victim of the very thing he thought he could avoid. Roach is determined to write a different story, and maybe he will, but if history has taught us anything, it's that underestimating Tank's calculated approach can be the biggest mistake of all.
It was just so easy when he fought Frank Martin.
Frank Martin was inexperienced and nervous. You know, it is what it is. It's going to be a different fight when I'm in there. He's going to be a different fighter when he's fighting me.
Hey, what's your game plan?
Whoop his ass. I'm always looking for a knockout. No matter what, I'm always prepared for 12 rounds. But I'm always looking for a knockout, and if I get the chance, I'm going to try to knock his.
Tank has many qualities that make him one of the best products to come out of Mayweather's camp. He's a knockout artist, a showman, and a fighter who knows how to sell a fight, much like Floyd. On the surface, Tank has praised Lamont, calling him tough with sneaky power. But anyone who knows the game can see the bigger picture. Tank isn't just hyping up Roach because he believes it. He's creating the illusion of a challenge. After all, no fighter wants to admit they're stepping into a fight they know they'll dominate.
He was telling me just stay calm. I always like to listen to Floyd when it comes to big stages like this, because he's the only one that been in my shoes and been like in these type of fights. You know what I mean? So I always try to stay close to Floyd when stuff like this happens. You know what I mean?
Everybody knows how I get it, and we all know Davis is a finisher. He's the kind of fighter who doesn't just win, he destroys. But instead of outright dismissing Roach, Tank carefully added just enough respect to make it seem like this fight could be competitive. I haven't been watching his fights too much, but I've been in the gym with him. I know how he moves, Tank said. He's definitely tough, and he's had sneaky power since we were kids. But let's be real, Tank doesn't need to study Roach much to know what he's dealing with. He's fought Roach before, in the amateurs, and won both times. Those early matches gave him all the insight he needed. Roach is skilled, but he's nowhere near Tank's level. Still, Davis isn't going to come out and call this fight a mismatch.
He can sell tickets. He's got, athletes coming out. He's got celebrities coming to his fights. And not only that, he finishes the show with knockouts. He's never in boring fights. What would we always say about Floyd? Yes, he's a big star and everyone would come out to watch him fight. Yep. But a lot of times after you bought his pay-per-views, you were like, oh man, I did it again. I bought another pay-per-view where and Floyd, yes, but
That would kill the hype, and Tank is too smart for that. By talking about Roach's toughness and power, he's setting the stage for fans to believe this is a real challenge. It's a classic move in boxing promotion. Build up your opponent so that when you crush them, it looks even more impressive. But even as Tank praised Roach, his confidence was undeniable. He made it clear he's ready to handle business. We're going to figure out what he's best at and we'll take it away from him, he said with a calm certainty that only a fighter at the top of his game can have.
And I promise you, you better lead them home. You better lead the females home. On my mother, you better lead the females home and the kids. On my mother. Now why?
It's not arrogance. It's the voice of a man who's done this time and time again. Tank isn't just a power puncher. He's a strategist. He knows how to break fighters down, and once he sees an opening, he takes it without hesitation. Then came the line that sent a chill through the room. He better not bring his family, Tank warned. That's what I've been saying. He might be my people, but we got to get it on. I don't care who he comes with, none of them can stop this. That's the thing about Davis. He's ruthless.
My whole family is from DC. My whole family, like my entire family.
Don't bring them. Don't bring them.
For what?
Don't bring them. I'm telling you,
they
don't
gonna
bring
celebrate with me. Yeah,
don't bring them.
It's gonna be a party on your floor.
I'm gonna let y'all know something. His father was up here shaking on the what's the name.
Lamont Roach Jr. didn't back down. The reigning WBA super featherweight champion from Washington, D.C., is making a bold move up in weight to face Tank. At the press conference, Roach had the energy of a man with something to prove. "I've got DC in here," he said, gesturing to the crowd that came out to support him. "They know what's up, and they know what's up with me. My team knows my work up close and personal. We got a lot for him, and come March 1st, we're going to kick some A." It's clear Roach believes in himself, and he has every reason to. At 25, he's had a solid career, showcasing skill, patience, and technical ability. But stepping into the ring with Davis is a whole different level of challenge.
Just overall being something that he's not been in the ring with. I'm the total package, and honestly, sometimes I think he doubts himself. But I'm a competitor, and I feel like I'm the best. So I'm a show up.
When he talks about you not bringing your family, what goes through your mind when?
Roach acknowledged their history in the amateurs, but emphasized that he's a different fighter now. "I've improved in every way since those days," he said. "I was one of the best amateur boxers in the country, and now I'm even better." Roach didn't hold back, speaking confidently about his abilities and his plan for the fight. "I can do whatever I want. He's not going to do anything to me. He's got nothing for me. It's just me and him. He can't focus on anyone else." But the truth is, confidence alone won't be enough for Roach. He's stepping up in weight to face one of the most dangerous punchers in boxing. Tank's power isn't just physical, it's a mental weapon too. When opponents step into the ring, they know one mistake could cost them the fight. Roach can talk all he wants about his improvements and strategy, but the truth is, Tank can adjust and break down anyone, no matter their game plan. Despite his confidence, you could tell Roach felt the pressure. He mentioned his family and the DC crowd supporting him, but there was a hint of nervousness in his words. Meanwhile, Tank stayed calm and collected, almost indifferent. That's the thing about Davis. He doesn't need to make a scene to show he's in control. His presence alone says it all.
Consider you and Gervonta friends?
Friends? Probably.
Is it going to be hard to go in the ring and fight your friend?
Not at all.
Are you all going to be friends after?
Yeah, why not?
Either way it goes.
Both making money.
But you guys are making each other bleed.
Hopefully I just make him bleed.
Tank also made sure to connect with the crowd, emphasizing that he's fighting for more than just himself. "I'm not just repping Baltimore, I'm repping people all over," he said. "For everyone who's going through something, if people doubt you or if you feel like your back's against the ropes, I do it for you." It was a smart move, reminding fans why Tank has become one of the biggest stars in the sport. The press conference wrapped up with the usual tension and stare-downs, but honestly, the outcome of this fight feels almost certain.
We fought twice in the same tournament. So, yeah, and we fought in the Junior Olympics, in the regionals, and we fought in the nationals.
Okay. You fought in the regionals and then fought again in the nationals?
Yeah, so...
Tank's dominance, power, and experience make him the clear favorite. Roach may have the heart, but heart only takes you so far against a fighter like Davis. Still, you've got to give credit to both fighters for selling this matchup. Tank's praise of Roach, though calculated, adds extra intrigue, and Roach's confidence, even if misplaced, makes for great theater. At the end of the day, boxing is as much about the build-up as it is about the fight itself. Whether Roach can back up his words remains to be seen, but one thing is for sure, when Tank is ready, he's dangerous.
Yeah, man, I mean, it's going to go. Tank going to be losing the first 3 rounds. Then he's going to download the data. Then he going to knock this dude out in round 7 or 8. Then he going to do the backflip. Then Jim Gray's going to get in the ring, or Caleb Plants for White, and say, "Who do you want next?" And Tank's going to say, "I want all those guys." And they're going to go to the press conference, and Elliot Setback's going to say, "Who do you want next?" He say, "I want all the guys."
Amid all the buzz, there's one fighter that everyone, including Floyd Mayweather, believes will be the real challenge for Tank: Shakur Stevenson. Floyd recently weighed in on the matchup that's been on every boxing fan's mind for years: Tank versus Shakur. For many, it's not just a dream fight, but the fight to crown the king of the lightweight division. Mayweather, a man who ruled the sport with both skill and swagger, isn't shy about sharing his thoughts on two fighters he holds in the highest regard. Although Floyd, the former pound-for-pound king who once mentored Tank before their split, still sees Davis as a powerhouse, when it comes to naming the most skilled lightweight today, Mayweather doesn't hesitate to place Shakur Stevenson at the top.
Who have Shakur? What have Shakur done? What have he done in the sport? He haven't done nothing. The young one is looking more.
Floyd Mayweather recently shared his thoughts on the top fighters in the 135-pound division, saying, "Tank is the biggest puncher at 135, no doubt. But when it comes to skill, Floyd is quick to name Shakur Stevenson as the most talented in the division." This insight carries weight coming from someone who knows what it takes to succeed in boxing. For Floyd, it's not just about power, it's about technique, strategy, and controlling the fight from start to finish. He believes Shakur represents all of these qualities. The numbers support Mayweather's view. Tank's unbeaten record of 30-0 with 28 knockouts speaks for itself. He's a knockout specialist, a fighter who finishes fights with punches that leave a lasting impact. But power alone doesn't guarantee dominance, and that's where Shakur stands out. At 135 pounds, Shakur may not be scoring knockouts constantly, but that's not his game. His defense, precise accuracy, and ability to outclass even elite fighters in the ring are what set him apart.
People say that Shakur Stevenson then is the next big thing in the sport.
For one, I really think the fans don't really see nobody beating Shakur. When people bring up him and Tank, when I see and I go read like little stuff about it, they really be debating. It don't be like, oh, Tank is gonna destroy this guy and everybody is saying it. No, that shit be like real debates. Like, no.
You don't have to be the hardest puncher to be the best, Floyd Mayweather said. Whitaker wasn't knocking guys out left and right, but he was special. He made people miss and made them look bad. Shakur does the same thing. He's all about hitting and not getting hit. Floyd's comparison to the legendary Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker is a huge compliment. Whitaker is regarded as one of the most technically skilled fighters in boxing history, known for outclassing his opponents rather than overpowering them. Mayweather believes Shakur is following a similar path. He's not just fighting to win, he's fighting to dominate, outthink, and outmaneuver anyone who steps in his way.
It's the face of boxing, and he get a lot of knockouts that people kind of making it like, if you ain't doing what Tank doing, then they gonna say it's boring. Do you feel like it's because of how his style is that they kind of putting that on you, like wanting you to do that?
People is blessed with different ability. He's blessed with a God-given ability that he crack you 9 times out of 10, you gonna go down. That's his ability.
Yeah.
I'm blessed with God-given eyes. A lot of people don't understand.
The potential showdown between Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson is what really gets fans talking. It's a battle between Tank, the unstoppable force, and Shakur, the master tactician. You have Tank's explosive offense versus Shakur's impenetrable defense, raw power versus precise control. This fight is one that splits opinions. Some favor the puncher, the guy who can end the fight in a flash, while others lean toward the technician, the fighter who controls every aspect of the match. Floyd Mayweather, as always, doesn't pick a winner outright, but his comments reveal where he leans. It's all about skills, he says. You can have power, but skills are what pay the bills. Tank's got power and some serious skills, but Shakur's skills are on another level. Floyd's assessment is significant. He's always careful with his praise, especially for fighters who aren't directly tied to him. So when he openly acknowledges Shakur's superior skills, it shows a deep respect for what Stevenson brings to the table. For Tank, this is both a challenge and an opportunity. Mayweather's words highlight that even with Tank's dominance, there's always someone out there who could be a real threat. But Tank thrives in these situations. He's made a career out of silencing the doubters and delivering when the pressure is at its peak.
Boxing. Yeah. Me and Tank the biggest fight.
That's the one.
It's the biggest fight in the world.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be the biggest boxing fight in the world.
When asked if Tank's power could overpower Shakur's skills, Floyd Mayweather stayed diplomatic but emphasized the challenge of landing clean shots on someone as defensively skilled as Stevenson. You can't hit what you can't see, Floyd said, pointing out that this is what made fighters like him and Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker so tough to beat. Shakur's cut from that same cloth. What makes this potential fight even more exciting is the mutual respect between Tank and Shakur. Both have recognized each other as top-tier fighters, but neither has hesitated to express confidence in their own ability to win. Still, despite all the hype, the fight has yet to come to fruition. No deal has come close to being finalized, leaving fans eagerly awaiting what could be one of the biggest matchups in boxing.
Here's my take on the fight. Everything is true about this situation. One, Gervonta Tank Davis was being ducked leading up to this. Shakur Stevenson ducked him. Lomachenko ducked him openly. El Rayo didn't want to fight this year. He wanted to fight next year. Another thing is, I was hearing that Tank wanted...
Part of the delay in making this fight comes down to the business side of boxing. Unification bouts are never easy to negotiate, and when you're dealing with two undefeated stars, the stakes are even higher. Promoters, networks, and managers all need to be on the same page before you even get to the fighters. Both Tank and Shakur seem ready, but the timing hasn't lined up just yet. For now, Tank will face Roach and prove once again that he's still one of the best. What do you think? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates. See you next time.